It started the way these stories usually do. Quietly. A thread here, a screenshot there. Whispers that most people would scroll past and forget by morning. But this one didn't fade. It grew. Every few days, something new surfaced. Messages, pictures, old clips, and slowly, a timeline began to form. What was once gossip started to feel like a case the entire internet was trying to solve together. The earliest wave came from chat logs. Screenshots appeared that people said showed exchanges between the singer and the girlfriend. At first, it was just one or two images. Then more appeared, enough to make even skeptics pause. People debated whether they were real. But what mattered was volume. Suddenly, the conversation was no longer about a rumor. It was about evidence. Then came the photographs. Multiple shots of the two in similar places, in similar frames, appearing to overlap. Each new image narrowed the gap between speculation and something tangible. For anyone who doubted their connection, those pictures changed the tone. It wasn't conclusive, but it was no longer easy to dismiss. What followed next pushed the story into strange territory. An old image of the singer resurfaced, showing him in a wig uncannily similar to the one the girlfriend had been seen wearing. Alone, that detail might have meant nothing. But placed alongside the screenshots and the photos, it became part of a pattern. Online, coincidences rarely stay coincidences for long. Then a burner account believed to be connected to the singer caught people's attention. A short, seemingly random video showed someone washing a pair of sneakers. That by itself wasn't noteworthy, until viewers matched the shoes to a pair the girlfriend had been photographed wearing. The same model, the same look. Maybe it was a popular shoe. Maybe it was nothing. But the internet doesn't let small details slide. The clip spread quickly, dissected in slow motion, and replayed until it became part of the timeline. The conversation kept building. Each new element didn't replace the old, it stacked. And as it stacked, the singer's carefully constructed public image started to fracture. Dismissals didn't quiet things down. If anything, they made people dig deeper. The turning point came from an unlikely source, a meet and greet clip. In the video, the singer greets fans in a typical post-show setting. Then a girl who resembles the girlfriend steps forward. In that moment, the singer's demeanor shifts. Shoulders stiffen, gaze locks, expression flickers. It could have been nerves, coincidence, exhaustion. But viewers slowed the footage down, analyzing it frame by frame. Polls went up. Thousands of votes poured in. The majority believed they'd witnessed something meaningful. From there, older concert footage re-entered the picture. In one clip, the girlfriend appears to be in balcony seats near someone close to the singer's team. At one point, the singer looks up and waves toward that exact balcony. Backstage angles from the same night showed a girl standing just out of the spotlight. The resemblance to the girlfriend was striking enough to keep people talking. None of it was conclusive, but each new frame intensified speculation. Around the same time, a leaked track circulated online. One lyric in particular caught attention, so much so that people looped a 10-second snippet endlessly, convinced it hinted at something deeper. Lyrics can be metaphors, jokes, or random lines. But once a story starts forming, even unrelated words can take on new meaning. Old interviews resurfaced, too. In one, the singer casually mentions wanting to vanish in a few years. No social media, no digital footprint, just disappearing. At the time, it sounded like a fantasy. Replayed now, people began drawing timelines, mapping that comment against everything else. The interview wasn't new, but the way people interpreted it had changed. Then came voices from the girlfriend's past. An old acquaintance described her home life as strained. She'd allegedly spoken about not liking where she was, feeling unhappy, wanting out. These fragments of memory, filtered through time, added emotional weight. What had felt like a puzzle began to resemble a story about a vulnerable teenager and a powerful figure. The internet filled in gaps with its own conclusions. whether or not they matched reality. Meanwhile, offline, investigations moved at their own pace. Authorities need concrete evidence, not social media theories. Screenshots and polls aren't enough for courtrooms. Legal processes are slow, methodical, and bound by rules. But public sentiment moves fast. The longer officials took to act or even comment, the louder online speculation grew. Petitions started circulating. Hashtags trended. Comment sections under the singer's old videos turned from celebration to interrogation. Fans debated fiercely. Some believed the timeline told a clear story. Others urged caution. A third group, not fans at all, became amateur detectives, motivated by curiosity as much as outrage. It's easy in that environment to forget how much remains unknown. A wig, a pair of shoes, a reaction caught on camera. None of it, on its own, proves anything. But collectively, these fragments form a picture the public can't stop staring at. And when silence follows, it's rarely interpreted kindly. The story's pull comes from its rhythm. Each week, a new piece emerges. A post gets reinterpreted, a lyric gets replayed, an old clip surfaces in a new context. The narrative grows like a living thing, feeding on attention and speculation. And because the singer hasn't addressed the details publicly, every gap becomes a space for theories to thrive. This isn't just about two people anymore. It's about how stories grow in the digital age. Once a narrative takes root online, every stray detail gets absorbed into it. Fans start connecting dots, assigning meaning, and building timelines of their own. Some dots might be real, some might be coincidence. But the longer the official silence, the more those timelines harden into belief. It's also about imbalance. The singer has fame, power, and a massive platform. The girlfriend, as described by those who knew her, was young and in a difficult place. When those two worlds collide, even ordinary moments can carry extra weight. A lyric, a glance, a wave to a balcony, none of it exists in a vacuum. For now, there's no definitive resolution. The legal system will take its course at its own pace. The internet, meanwhile, has already delivered its verdict in the court of public opinion. That verdict isn't legally binding, but it can reshape careers and reputations overnight. Still, for all the certainty online, real life remains messier. Details emerge slowly, not in viral bursts. Context changes interpretations. Coincidences sometimes stay coincidences. Other times they don't. The singer's future now exists in that tension. Even if formal outcomes take months or years, the public conversation isn't going away. It has become its own force, independent of facts, fueled by curiosity and outrage. The girlfriend's story, whatever the full truth turns out to be, has become the emotional center of that force. The internet has turned every scrap of information into part of an ever-expanding archive. People freeze frames, annotate lyrics, compare timestamps, and build theories like detectives. Maybe one of those theories will align with what investigators eventually reveal. Maybe none of them will. Until that happens, the story remains in limbo, between rumor and record, between speculation and evidence. The singer's silence hangs over everything. The girlfriend's absence leaves questions that can't easily be answered. And every new development, no matter how small, is treated like the key that will unlock the mystery. This is what happens when a modern story takes hold. It spreads, it adapts, and it takes on a life of its own. Whether clarity comes tomorrow or years from now, the timeline the internet built will remain. A map of moments, coincidences, and questions that people couldn't stop asking. And that might be the most striking part. Not whether every detail means what people think it does, but how quickly those details became part of a collective narrative that refuses to let go.